Okay. Let's see if this gets going properly. We're working the best internet right now. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Wait for everyone to get on. Hello, looks like this is connecting. Good. So there's going to be a potential for the internet to go out at any moment because for some reason my parents' little jetpacks for their internet. It's been rough, guys. It's been real rough. So we'll see what ends up happening. But hello. Hi. 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 So I have to open the chat in the YouTube window. So let's see. Hello. I have not done Christmas yet. I've not done Christmas yet. My mom is working this morning until like 1-ish. That's why I'm doing this. And celebrations yet. As you can probably tell from me rummaging through the makeup, I'm turning this into a get ready with me because why wouldn't I? This is like what I do. Queen of multitasking. So yeah, we haven't done opening of presents or anything. We went over to my dad's side of the family last night and did like a Christmas Eve meal. I love them, but it was like the most random Christmas Eve meal because it's like my aunt and uncle and stuff. So they did like burgers and Italian beef sandwiches. And then there wasn't any like Christmassy desserts. There was like a chocolate brownie cake pie thing. So yeah, it was weird. And I was like, this is delicious, but also like not Christmas food. You know what I mean? So today is Christmas food. So today I'm basically making most of it. My uncle's helping with there's a ham, but I'm making sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, Brussels sprouts and grapes, a corn pudding thing, like a cornbread pudding, and a oatmeal pie that's like a pecan pie with the pecans, because I can't have pecans. I say pecans and pecan. I don't know why I switched between the two. I don't know if you just noticed it. No, you did. So yeah, I haven't got any presents yet. We're opening them later when Mom gets home. And that's when we're doing all the food and stuff. So I'm having a later Christmas, like a Christmas dinner type thing, which is fine with me. I don't need to like get up and do the whole thing. I can kind of chill, which is nice. What gifts would you like? I asked for a bunch of like adult stuff. So I asked for and stuff for my apartment and antibacterial hand things for my purse for work. And yeah, a lot of just like house stuff, the apartment. So I think that's all my shit that I need. So yeah, I definitely have just been like, yeah, asking for not fun stuff. Like I'm not asking for books at all. I didn't think I asked for books last year, but I did not ask for books. The only book that I'm probably going to get as a gift this year is going to be whatever I get from my Secret Santa exchange with friends from here on YouTube. And that's just like, one book. So that's it, which is fine because I have a goal next year of TBR destruction. So I totally don't need more books. So yeah, I'm only probably going to get one book this year. Like I didn't even give my parents my book wish list. I had like a separate thing. Yeah, I can't do anything about the stream quality, guys. I apologize. Unless I hotspot. Let's see if I can do that. Because like I said, I knew it was going to be shoddy. So let's see what happens if I change it. Okay. This is any better. I'm now connected sucks. And there's never I didn't really film here or anything because I know I couldn't upload things. So if it's that crappy, this will be forgotten live stream, and I'll just delete it. But yeah, I kind of want to do this as like a end of Vlogmas thing because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do for Christmas. Like, I didn't really want necessarily a Christmas themed video because leading up to Christmas before I got here, I wasn't really feeling Christmas. Like I hadn't decorated for Christmas. I was so busy with like the move and the new job and all this stuff that like I didn't decorate for Christmas because once I got unpacked, I was like, I don't want to now unpack my Christmas stuff. And I just was like, yeah, I just wasn't in the mood. I was like, I don't want Christmas right now. Like 2 more months and then I can do Christmas, you know? So I was kind of feeling like blah about Christmas, and I was talking to a lot of friends who were kind of feeling the same way. So I kind of wanted to do like a video kind of being like, you know, if you're not feeling the holidays this year, like it's totally fine, you know, because I feel like, especially like myself, I love Christmas. And so me not feeling Christmas until I got home basically was kind of hard. I was like, am I depressed? Like what is happening? Because I'm usually like I decorate, I do the full thing. I don't even own a tree right now, like all that. So I just was like, I don't know. So I was gonna do like actual video chatting about it, but at the same time I was like, I don't really want to do a video chatting about it. Just like I don't even know how to present that. You know what I mean? So I was like, doing a kind of chatty get ready with me, I think would be really good because it's like, you know, I can chat with you guys if you guys are not feeling Christmas, or if Christmas is negative, or like the holidays, not even just Christmas. I'm sorry I'm being Christmas centric because I'm being egocentric with my own holiday. But so it's flowing out, and I'm sorry. But if the holidays aren't like a good time for you, like they're not a good time for a lot of people, like I just want to let you know that I'm here for you because yeah, a lot of people haven't been feeling Christmas or the holidays this year. A lot of people don't feel it any year. A lot of people are like depressed around this time of year. A lot of people's families are really shitty, and so it's not a fun time to go home. So yeah, I just wanted to like put that out there because I feel like, especially with Vlogmas and stuff, there's all of this like celebration on YouTube around the holidays, and I totally acknowledge that there's a lot of people that don't have a good time this time of year for whatever reason. And I just kind of wanted to like put that out there. And also just my own thing where like this year I just was like not into it. And I'm into it now. Like since I've gotten home, it's been great because my mom like decorates the whole house. This is my like family home that I lived in when I was growing up. And she decorates like crazy. And I've been in a very good Christmassy mood since getting home. But before that I was like not in the mood. And I'm kind of okay with going home and like to my home and there not being like Christmas stuff up, because one thing that does happen to me, I love Christmas so much, but then after Christmas I get like the Christmas crash, and like I get so depressed that like I have to take the Christmas decorations down. So going home and it just being like back to normal, I think it'll actually kind of be good for me, because usually it's like seeing the Christmas stuff go away, I'm like no, like yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'll talk a little bit about Christmas stuff because people are sort of asking, but I'm not doing like yay Christmas, because yeah, up until like 4 days ago I was like, I don't want to like not in the mood at all. So I totally feel you guys if today isn't a good day, or this month hasn't been a good month, or like the holidays have not been good. And yeah, like yeah, or like family isn't here. Like this is the like the last few years I've lost a lot of my aunts, and my like aunts are my closest relatives. So I lost like 3 of my closest within the last like since 2015. Like 2015, I think, and 2 in 2017, I want to say. And I wasn't home when any of them passed. So I don't have like every holiday, I basically come home and I'm like, oh, I'm going to see these people. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, they're not here anymore. But like, I always have this like, they're supposed to be like, it's so weird. So even I have this like weird, unsettling, like, you know, you're getting older and like people are going and it's just like, it's weird. So yeah, Christmas isn't as like happy, cheery as it could be. But I'm actually in a really good mood this Christmas. Now, since being home, I think I said on Instagram stories that like I was singing in the car and the shower the other day, like Christmas carols, which I do not do. So apparently I'm just feeling very free this year since being home. I think because a lot of stress that used to happen with the holidays is kind of gone. And yeah, it's just like with being single actually this year, it's been kind of nice. I think a lot of stresses that I didn't realize were like, sorry, I have a hair. A lot of stresses that I didn't realize were actually like weighing on me around the holidays were. So this year I've been like, not a problem. Yay! So that's been really good. So yeah, I've had a weird like up and down holiday time this year, which has been interesting to say the least. So yeah, I'm just throwing on some makeup today. I'm gonna film like one video that's actually related to the new year. I am hype for the new year. Like usually, like I was pretty excited for the new year last year too because I knew I was gonna be done with grad school and all this stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm doing a lot of like introspection and like what kind of goals I want to set. And because this year I was so good about goals that I actually like believe that I could achieve them because I've done really well with like smart goals and baby steps and stuff like that. So not only reading goals but like personal goals and stuff like that. So I'm really happy about that. And yesterday I was really going over my reading goals and it's really going to be, and I've known this since last year, 2019 is going to be like take down your TBR. Like I am going to go hard on that baby because this year I really couldn't. I basically, like, spoiler alert for my wrap up video, I basically maintained my TBR. Like I read, but the number stayed about the same. So like this year it's going to be like it's going. So yeah, I'm going to definitely be taking that down. All of my goals, reading goal related, are going to be about taking down my TBR. So in January is like my favorite month for YouTube because there's all these goals videos and wrap up of the year and all this stuff. It just bring me so much joy. So yeah, I am going to have I'm going to have my favorite books of the year, like the book awards that I always do. I'm thinking about doing disappointing reads, which I've never done before, as salty as I am. So if you like want me to do that, definitely let me know because I think I'm going to, but I haven't before. I'm going to do my favorite and least favorite couples ranked, and then going to do a wrap up of how my reading went, as because I did a spreadsheet this year, so I'll have all these like statistics and stuff. And then I am going to do a like all my goals for 2019, and then a video that's coming up this week is going to be my unhaul in preparation for 2019 because I want to take down that TBR. I'm going to do a like trash my TBR video and see if any of the books that I'm thinking about getting rid of you guys think I should keep or not. So yeah, I'm definitely really excited for that. So let me know how you feel about all of those things. But I'm hype. Like I'm going to do all these videos, and then on my personal channel, I'm going to have videos for all of my like personal goals, which is going to be a lot of fun. So I have a number of, I don't call them resolutions, it's just like goals for the year. I have a number of goals because resolutions feel like they're not going to stick, and my goals do stick. So, because like last year I went hard on a lot of these like personal and health related goals, and they really stuck. So yeah, you'll get to see all of those. So if you guys haven't seen, which you guys are like the people that are like committed if you're watching me on Christmas, so you probably have, but my other channel has a bunch of other videos about like places I want to travel, preparation for Whole30 because I'm doing a Whole30 in January, like fitness stuff, what I eat in a day, things like that. So I will have a lot more content and like some of my like personal goals up on that channel. So if you guys haven't checked out that channel for more of my stuff on video games, like if you want to see all of my Vlogmas for the rest of the things that I'm excited about, definitely check that out. Yes, so next year's video games, I talked about that in my video game video on my other channel. But yeah, Cyberpunk is like the top of my list, like absolutely the top of my list. I don't know if it's going to come out in 2019 though. Like I just don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be 2020. But we'll see. I could be surprised, but I don't think I'm going to be because that studio takes a very long time to put things out. So I don't think it's going to be, I'm just not getting my hopes up for 2019. I've gotten a ton of reading done since being home for holiday. I've read like 3 books. So that's been great. Very excited. Hoping to get at least one more read by the end of the year, maybe 2. But the one I'm reading right now is fairly dense. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen. It's not one that I could fly through. But I'm doing the magical readathon. So I needed to do the books in order. And this is one that's much more dense. So. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed Vlogmas. I was very like nervous at the beginning of Vlogmas because I didn't have a lot of time to prep for it, so I didn't pre-film like anything. But I ended up being a lot of fun anyway. I think I think Cyberpunk is technically scheduled for 2019, but like I don't want to get my hopes up because I feel like it could be delayed. So that's why I'm like, it's going to happen in 2020. Because then if it doesn't happen in 2020 and it happens in 2019, I'll be fine. But if I keep thinking it's going to happen in 2019 and then it doesn't, I'm going to be upset. So I'm really just protecting myself. What are you currently reading? To Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer. And it's a science fiction story, adult science fiction, but it's written like the style of the Enlightenment period. So it's written with like thou and I mean it's written in a different kind of English basically. So it's more dense, but it's really interesting. So yeah. Have you played any Tomb Raider games? I played the first one of the reboot and I really liked it, but I haven't played any of them since. But I liked it. Like I loved that game, but I haven't played like what is it, Rise of the Tomb Raider? I haven't played that yet. Are you doing a Grisha trilogy reread before King of Scars? I just reread Shadow and Bone like in the fall, so I might, but I probably won't because I mean King of Scars is going to come out before I have the chance to like fully reread everything. So, among the books on your own TBR, which ones are the ones you want to get to first? That is an interesting question because I feel like it changes literally every day. I need to wet my beauty blender and I'll be back. Please don't leave me. But I'll be back, I promise. I just need to wet my beauty blender so I can finish my face. Yeah. Okay. Fast. Like lightning. Yeah, own TBR books that I want to get to first. Wicked Saints, basically, by Emily Duncan, is like the first one. And then let me see, I have photos of my my TBR because I was doing stuff with them. So I think yeah, Wicked Saints is like really high up there. I can only think of Wicked Saints. All the other ones, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get to them, but Wicked Saints is like the top of the list. And then probably, I really want to get to Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett and The Trader. Those are like my, I think. Oh, someone asked me Mass Effect one. I should know. They spent their holiday playing Mass Effect for this time. What class do you play? Oh my gosh. I played a couple. My favorite is. I just completely forget. I want to say. Is it Guard? Why am I forgetting all the Mass Effect classes? It's the one where you can charge and Nova and all of those. It's Vanguard. It has to be, because why would that pop in my head? Yeah, I did say the Trader Brew, Comrade. I'm sorry that my shit is all messed up. Yeah, it's Vanguard, right? Yes. Yes. It's Vanguard. Wow, I feel like the worst person that I'd like actually just forgot that. Yeah, it's biotics and weapons. I usually play the with shotguns. Yeah. Man, I feel like a loser for just like forgetting that, but that's where my brain's been lately. Um, yeah, I own the Trader Brew camera and the Monster because I got sent them, so I'm hype for those. Did you pre-order Nexus? I'm not even sure what Nexus is. So I really want to watch the My Brilliant Friend one. Yeah, see, I know what Vanguard is. That's the thing. But like, why do anyway, charge is like the only thing that I ever do. It's like charge, sometimes Nova, and like shotgun in the face, and like that's it. How could you just play a soldier? That's like that is the most boring. But I guess if you're like used to playing like that class in other games, it's fine. But yeah, it's not my fave by any means. But it is kind of like the standard, like that's probably what Shepard would be, you know? But like Vanguard, man. It's the only way to go. I tried to do I think I've tried to play like engineer maybe before. Is it engineer? I tried to play the one that's a sniper for like the first time I ever played, and I was like, this is not my jam. Like, because Vanguard is basically like the sci-fi version of Rogue, where you just like run in and like slash things. Like that's my play style. Like I always play Rogue in fantasy games, so I really feel that Vanguard translates the best to that kind of play style. Because I can't just hang back. Like it's hard for me to play mage in fantasy games because hanging back. What do you mean? Like that doesn't make any kind of sense to me. You know. I definitely plan on continuing my however many playthroughs I've done of Mass Effect playthrough in the new year after I get a TV. I'm thinking about buying a TV around the Super Bowl because apparently that's when other sales are since I missed the Black Friday sales because I don't need a TV right now. And I don't even necessarily need a TV in like the early winter when I'm gonna buy one. But I don't want to wait all the way until like next Black Friday for a good deal. So I'm gonna get one sooner rather than later, even though I'm a little nervous about that because if I'm taking down my TBR, I don't want to necessarily have video games as a distraction. But at the same time, I miss my video games, and there's so many video games that I want to play. So yeah. Sarah J. Maas or J.K. Rowling, like who do I prefer? They're both just like fine, but I guess like I feel like J.K. Rowling's a better author, but neither one is like I wouldn't call either one of my like favorite authors, as sacrilegious as that might sound about J.K. Rowling. But I'm just like it's not like I read all of J.K. Rowling, like everything she puts out. Like I haven't read her any of her other books besides Harry Potter, so I don't really care that much about her, to be honest. Most mediocre book of the year? You're gonna have to wait until my disappointing reads video. Because honestly, I couldn't even answer that off the top of my head right now. Because I would have to go and review all the books that I read. I mean, I have a couple ideas, but yeah, you'll have to wait until all those videos come out. Can't spoil you like that. Who are my favorites? Man, I have a lot. Definitely N.K. Jemisin, Lee Bardugo, Susan Dennard, Rashni Chakshi, probably Brandon Sanderson, Scott Lynch, Aaron Morgenstern, duh. Who else did I like discovered this year? Because there's a few. Dude, I don't know how you could be in like 6 D&D games. That's overwhelming for me. I can barely be in one at a time, and I'm like overwhelmed. Also, I feel like the people that I end up playing with like make me overwhelmed. I have yet to find a good D&D group. at least like locally. Like I have friends that I've played with shorter games like online, but nobody locally that isn't like, oh my god. Like I always end up in a group with somebody who's trying to like break the system, and that's the fucking worst. like why are you trying to find so many loopholes? Ugh. Oh yeah, Dragon Age 4. Dorian is going to be in it, and I refuse to believe anything otherwise. I did finish The Cruel Prince. I finished it last year. I'll probably read The Wicked King when it comes out. I'm sure that'll be people's next questions. Still, man, the playing that many games, like, it's just so much time. Oh, I get so overwhelmed. Maybe because my games were always like so long. But like just sitting there and like people's turns taking so long. Oh my god. I'm having flashbacks. Yeah, Tally's great. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, my dog Tally is named after the Mass Effect character Tally. If you haven't played the game, she's the bestest. Both Tally in the game and Tally, my dog, who I miss because she's at home. She's being babysat by a friend, and I miss her little smelly face. We tried playing Magic instead of D&D. I'm not really a big Magic fan. I have some friends that have played Magic, but again, here's the thing with me and gaming. Let me just let you know, like, about tabletopping and some of these like real life in-person gaming. In the areas in which I have lived, the gaming communities are the worst. I cannot be in spaces that are dominated by dude bros who talk down to women. So I have not had fun times trying to get into board gaming or tabletop gaming or like Magic the Gathering spaces because it's the fucking worst. So yeah, it's a bunch of men who don't know how to speak to women, who make spaces feel hostile. Like I've been in games with dudes, like tabletop games, where the like DM, GM, whatever the game is, has made the space hostile. Like one time, this is this is almost like a hostile work environment. One time, one of the dudes was the GM was drawing a map, and I was the only woman, like the only woman in the group. And as he's drawing the map, it becomes evident that he's actually drawing like a vagina, basically, as the map. And I'm like, this is completely inappropriate. And this is like men in their 30s, you know? And I'm like, if I make a scene right now, then I'm the like angry feminist jerk, whatever, and they're going to make my life even harder in this game. But like, you know exactly what you're doing, and it's inappropriate, especially because there's a woman in the group. Like, it's inappropriate regardless. But if it's just a bunch of dudes and they're doing their fucking stupid fucking dude thing, you see how mad I'm getting about this, then whatever. But like, you're sitting across from me and you're drawing a vagina as a map. I hate them. So I don't do a lot of gaming in these kinds of spaces because it's so hard, and it's really hard to find like women, and obviously all the women get chased out of the spaces. It's just gross, and I am sick of it. I'm sick of the neckbeards and just like, women don't date me because I'm a nerd. And it's like that scene from, what's that movie? Whatever movie that is, the movie about Facebook. And she's like, you think people don't date you because you're a nerd, but people don't date you because you're an asshole. So that's real talk right there. So yeah, I have definitely, like, in my new the area I'm living in now, I've looked at like board game meetups and stuff like that, and I'm like, do I want to like subject myself potentially to hostility based on my gender? Not today, like just not today. And like that's the thing that sucks is I know there's cool people out there like myself who play games, but I'm just like, do I want to potentially have to expend the mental energy for this? Probably not. Probably not. There's too much up in the air, too much at stake. Yeah, online seems to be the way to go, but that's still like I've had a couple online games that just end up fizzling because schedules can't be coordinated properly. It's just hard. Yeah. Yeah, being in those spaces and being like, "I don't know what to do because I have no backup," is awful. It's awful. So, that's why I stopped. Because I used to be in a couple different RPGs, like, a GURPS campaign, and, I used to play War Machine, the tabletop game, and I have a lot of War Machine pieces that I might actually sell because I don't know if I'll ever get back into it. Um, but yeah, I used to do that and a couple other things. I've done D&D too, but I've done a lot of other like, I've never been a D&D exclusive, um, RPG player. It's always been a number of different systems, but all of them end up having something like that happen, so it's like, I don't want to. I believe GURPS was 'cause Malazan was, basically somebody's campaign at some point, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh, a Mass Effect game would be fun. Um, I was gonna be in a Mass Effect game like that was GURPS. So GURPS is like a good system for basically doing anything. Like it's not like Pathfinder D&D where like there's already a set world and there is a set world for GURPS if you want there to be, but basically you can adapt GURPS to be anything. So you can do like a superhero campaign, you can do a historical campaign, you can do anything. So you can adapt GURPS to like Mass Effect basically. And I almost was gonna do that with some friends a few years ago, but I was in grad school and I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. So I didn't. Alrighty. Almost wrapping it up because I'm not doing anything super crazy for Christmas because I'm just gonna be hanging out at my house with my family, do a lot of good. Yeah, I don't really have any interest in Malazan. Like in theory, like it's one of those things that I would like sort of like to read, but at the same time, I'm like, I only want to read it because it's like fantasy kind of like canon at this point, and but I don't actually want to read it. And there's like, yeah, and it's just a big undertaking, and there's a lot of other big series that I would rather read, like the Realm of the Elderlings is one I want to really get through. So it's like if I'm going to devote my time to big series, I'm going to devote them to like that or like the Cosmere. Like those are ones that I like really want to read. So I'm gonna do those instead of devote my time to something like Malazan. What are your favorite TV shows right now? I'm not watching any TV. Um, basically, like I was saying earlier, I don't own a TV, and yeah, I could watch Netflix on my computer, but I just really like something about that I don't enjoy. I don't like having to like prop my computer up and like watch. I just don't. I would rather watch on a TV. So I'm not really watching anything right now. I have my old standby favorites that I've like watched for years, but nothing that I'm watching currently. So maybe I'll get back into TV. But TV isn't really so the thing that's like appealing to me right now. Like it's definitely video games and books, and it has been like that for a while. So yeah. What lip color should I do? Because I'm very conflicted because I am going to be eating like all day. So on one hand, it's like I don't want to put on like a crazy lip color because I'm going to be eating all day. But also it's Christmas. So I don't know. Like I have a couple of options, but I just don't know. I don't have any purple, so that's not even an option. But it's basically either like a nice neutral or which is kind of what I'm leaning towards, or like this, which is like literally called poinsettia. It's like it's one I've worn in a couple of my Vlogmas videos. So it's like a shiny metallic red. But I also kind of just want to wear a neutral, like there's like this, which is kind of a plum maroon color that I feel like I kind of might just wear. So what do you guys think? Yeah, neutral might be the way to go because it's actually not gonna be this one. I have like a lip oil that I might do instead because I just feel like this is gonna be too much. Like look at it. It's so like it's so dark. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do a neutral. Neutrals are best for eating. They really are. So I think that's what's gonna happen. But I'm not even gonna put it on right now because the neutral that I want to wear is in my purse. So I don't feel like going out there right now. But I'm gonna put it on before I film my video that I'm gonna film after this about books I want to unhaul. So yeah, that'll be fun. But yeah, I'll chill on here for another like maybe 10 minutes or so, unless you guys don't have anything to talk about, then I won't. But that's it for my getting ready. I guess I should put on my setting spray too. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Okay. Now it'll stay on all day. Yeah, unhauls are fun. They're my favorite. I'm excited. I have like 12 books that I'm thinking about unhauling, and most of them I'm like pretty much gonna for sure unhaul. There's a few that I could be talked into keeping. For the most part, I think that they're all gonna go. The unhaul video is gonna be up, actually, as long as my internet allows me to upload it, which it should, because it shouldn't be too long. Because I'm basically just gonna talk about the planning on hauling, and then you guys convince me whether I should or shouldn't, pretty much. Because if I get 12 books gone, me getting my TBR down to the level that I want it to be at by next year is like way more achievable. Way more achievable. So we'll see what happens with that. And they're books, a lot of them, almost all of them have been books that have just been kind of like sitting in my TBR. And there's still like a lot of them are books that I still wouldn't mind reading, but I just don't know when I'm going to get to them. So I think that's why I'm going to do the unhaul for the majority of them, because anybody got time for that, you know? Do you find yourself leaning more towards sci-fi or fantasy? Definitely fantasy. I want to read more sci-fi, but I found that even the sci-fi I really like tends to be like fantasy sci-fi, like Star Wars. You know, like it's sci-fi, but it's not, you know, like that kind of stuff. I think hard sci-fi I'm not into. I really like a lot of like the space opera stuff, but like military sci-fi, or sci-fi, if it has to really like be back, I don't want. I just want the space stuff to be cool. I don't even want it to be based in reality. I just want it to be whatever it needs to be, and not like the reason this is physics and astroscience. I don't care. I don't care. So that's why I tend to lean more towards fantasy. I think it's just the kind of tropes that I tend to enjoy a little bit more. But there's a lot of like sci-fi series I enjoy with the light so far. I am liking the Expanse series. That's fun. I'm liking the Wayfarers. That's fun. Continue that series. I still only the first book. It's awful. Yeah. Getting my TBR down is manageable because right now I'm under 100 books for my TBR anyway, and I'll have a lot more time to read, I think, this year. Fingers crossed. So yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Could you do a sci-fi recommendations for beginners? I have a video about SFF beginner recommendations you could check out, and I mentioned most of the sci-fi recommendations in there. But I think the Wayfarer series by Becky Chambers is good for beginners. I think the Expanse series is pretty good for beginners too. Anything by John Scalzi tends to be pretty good for beginners. I have watched Interstellar, and I love it a lot. I've only watched it the once, but it pops up on my like reading playlist, the soundtrack, and I always am like crying because yeah, it's just really sad. So, but that's like a very like far out, like can't even wrap my mind around some of the stuff that happens in there type movie for sci-fi. Like what? So yeah, I have seen the 100. It's a show I want to continue, but TV man, just haven't been into it. I think I'm on season 2, maybe season 3, but I think season 2. And I know a lot of the stuff that happens, and I want to keep watching it. But it's just a really stressful show. You know, like a lot of the CW shows are just so stressful, and I've been hurt so much by CW shows in my past. You know, like the Vampire Diaries, which I still need to finish, and I plan on finishing. And just like it's hard to watch them sometimes. I get very like about them. So yeah, I'll finish it at some point. At one point, I'll get back into TV and like binge watch a ton of stuff, but I don't think that time is going to happen anytime soon. We'll see. I don't tend to feel very fulfilled by binging a lot of TV, where if I binge a lot of books, obviously I feel very fulfilled. And even if I like successfully complete playthroughs of video games, like I feel pretty good about it. But like binge watching a ton of TV, I'm kind of like, what have I been doing with my time? You know? Buffy reboot is cautiously optimistic, but I'm kind of pessimistic. I don't think it's good at all, but I'm gonna watch it. But like, I don't think it's gonna be. How can you? Buffy was so of its time, and so like for that period of time, and so groundbreaking for that time. But I feel like if you try to do the same things with Buffy, not that they will, but if you try to do some of the same things, it's like it's gonna feel like past its prime, kind of, you know. So I'm not sure how I feel about all that. So Grey's Anatomy should have made me immune, but my heart is open to TV shows and the pain that they cause. So yeah, like I should have learned, but I have not. Oh yeah, sci-fi class. Yeah, so many dudes. I think that's another thing too, is like a lot of sci-fi dominated men, and like the gatekeeping and like all of these areas just makes me I'm so tired. I don't want to deal with it. Like, I just don't. My bandwidth is low. I think this year my bandwidth will go back up and I'll be able to be like fight the patriarchy again. But right now I'm just like, I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to have these conversations right now. I don't want to deal with people being shitty. I just want to sleep for a year and then reemerge like a magical butterfly to take people down. But right now I'm just like, I've done so much lately. Like, I just don't want to anymore. Can I be allowed to rest, please? Kind of how I feel. So, but again, I think this year is going to be a year of rejuvenation. And oh, you guys, let me know. I'm going to be talking about this in my own videos, but do you guys do a word for the year? I started doing it last year and I really liked it. But basically a word that you feel like is going to embody your year or like a goal for the year or whatever. Last year, my word was conquer for 2018, which I feel like I did do, but also it very much embodies the fact that there's going to be like hard times, but you're going to get through it and all of that. So I had basically a premonition I knew 2018 was going to bring. So that was 2018. 2019, my word is growth. So yeah, I'm feeling very like rejuvenated about it, and it's going to be like a really great time, and that there's going to be a lot of like learning and growth as a human and all of that stuff. But let me know if you have a word that you feel is going to be for 2019, because I really like hearing about that stuff. I talked about this I think I did a live show last year around this time, and we talked about that kind of like people's words. Yeah, flourish is good. Flourish is one of my like sort of supporting words for growth. Like my supporting words are like support and like connection and like learning and all that kind of stuff. And I forget what else. I'm going to talk about it in my video when I talk about it. Yeah, healing's good. See, I like these. These are nice. Achieve or fearless. I like that. I just feel like 2019 needs to be a year of like restoration for a lot of people. I like these. These are good. 2017 was solace. Yeah, I couldn't think of a word for 2018. I hear you. Empowering. I like that. Yeah, I like these. These feel good. I like them. I just like I felt for the last like month that my word was going to be, well, really for like a few months, because I feel like I talked about like September that I wanted my word for 2019 to be like something about growth or like, you know, new experiences and stuff like that and learning and stuff. So yeah, I've definitely been feeling that. Yeah, kick-ass is good. Kick-ass works. You can have a few words for your 2019 word. I like these. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about all of like my 2019 words and goals and everything in videos. I'm so excited for January for so much. Productive. Yeah, I feel that. 2018 was hard. 2018 was just like, it's just kind of grit and bear it. That's why I knew last year with my word being conquer that that's what it was going to be. I feel you on the home bit. That's actually one of my goals. One of my personal goals is to get my apartment to a spot where I feel like it's mine and it like embodies my aesthetic and that it feels like my space. So I totally like that is something that I'm currently doing. I wrote myself a headboard for my bed, which I've like never owned. So yeah, it's gonna be good. My goal is for the first few months to get my bedroom like fully in order. So have you made any travel plans for 2019 yet? I have done like short travel plans. So in March, I'm going to be in DC, which is just like a small thing. DC is pretty close to me. June, a lot of my booktube friends and I are doing like a family vacation. So we're doing like a short trip. I think we're going to the Dells in June. I might go to a couple conferences, but they're not fully nailed down yet. I might go to CancerCon again, which I went to last year. I don't think I'm gonna go to PodCon, although I kind of want to, but PodCon's in like January and it's just not gonna happen. I might go to VidCon, but I'm like not sure. Obviously BookNet Fest in September is for sure gonna happen. I also would love to do a trip to New Orleans in the fall, but I don't know if that's gonna happen either. I kind of have to work out. That's one of the things I need to do in January is to work out my travel budget, because now that I have a new job, if you guys haven't heard, I talked about that on Twitter a little bit, but I have a new job that I'm starting in January. That's going to be like, that's a job that I have wanted my career to be. So it's more in line with what I want to do, like moving forward. So yeah, that's going to be good. But that also gives me more flexibility with vacation time, because my current job has like basically no PTO. And you have to flex like all of your time. So traveling was not going to be a thing that I could do. And for my growth word, I wanted travel to be a thing. So yeah, I haven't had the chance to really think about that until now. So I am done with my studies, thank God. So people are like, do you want to get a PhD? And I'm like, no, because I am not completely crazy. My master's almost killed me, like literally. So yeah. Yeah, I'll be in DC in March for Nova Teen Book Festival, which I go to, but I'm making it kind of like a staycation. I decided like yesterday. So yeah, I'm gonna stay for like the full weekend and do some like museums and stuff, I think, and stay at like an Airbnb. Yeah, BookNet Fest. It's good. That's more planning that has to happen too. I'm like, did you see like my soul leave my body for a second where I'm like, oh God, I'm have to really on that. Yeah, BookNet Fest is gonna be really good. There's a lot of really fun stuff that's gonna happen this year, so I'm very excited. Yeah, I don't know about VidCon. I'm very undecided. I've always kind of wanted to go, but I'm also like, man, that plane ticket and that flight across the country, is that something that I really want to do? I don't think so. About 5 minutes to noon here, so you guys know that I'm gonna definitely be heading out at noon, but have time for a little more. Yeah, BookNet Fest is gonna be good. But hopefully I'll do a lot of traveling. This is what I want to do more of in my life. So traveling is a goal of mine for sure. Is there any holiday food you guys are excited to have today? Because I'm hyped for all of the food that I make. But sweet potato casserole and even like the Brussels sprouts and grapes are going to be really freaking good. And then the not pecan pie that I'm making without the pecans. Man, I always go between pecan and pecan. Is there a correct pronunciation? I do both. I'm excited for all of that. It's gonna be so good. Even though, my mom makes. I forgot about this. Mom makes strawberry, which some people call strawberry fluff, which some people call ambrosia. It's like Cool Whip and condensed milk and strawberries and cherries whipped together. It's amazing. So I'm gonna eat like all of that. It's gonna be so good. Ugh, I love gingerbread. I love gingerbread. Gingerbread's so good. My mom also, if you guys have been seeing me bitching about it on like all the social media, my mom has bowls of candy and all of these cookies, and then she went out and bought like gingerbread, like Toll House gingerbread. I'm like, what are you doing? And then I'm making this pie. It's too much. I don't know. I don't know. It's too much. So I'm really excited, but I'm excited for. I love the gingerbreads. I'm gonna eat like a ton of those. They're like my favorite. And my pie. I'm gonna eat a lot of my pie. It's gonna be good. I'm actually gonna cook that now, so that it can be ready and cool while we cook the rest of the food. So that's what I'm getting hyped to do. I wrapped all my presents. So meeting up with people like throughout the year is so fun. I do the same thing with my like booktube friends where it's like we need to actually plan things to see each other because I can't wait like a full year to see you, basically. Which is why we're doing family vacation because a lot of us saw each other at Y'all Fest. And we're like, we can't wait until BookNet Fest to see when none of us are doing family vacation. Are you excited, Avengers? And I haven't even seen Infinity War. I am catching up, even though I'm not. Catching up with the Avengers stuff, or like not the Avengers, the Marvel stuff. So I need to watch. I might watch Doctor Strange. I need to watch Thor Ragnarok, and then Infinity War, and then go from there. But I've just recently, in the last like few months, watched the Guardians movies, which I was like mad about, and then yeah. But so far, I've managed to not be spoiled for Infinity War. But yeah, I haven't had time for the Marvel stuff, man. I just haven't had time. So, on that note, 2019 is going to be a fantastic year, I think, for everybody. And I really enjoyed hearing about your guys' like, words and stuff. And I hope you guys have a good holiday season. But if you don't, I still love you, and I'm sending you positive vibes and stuff for the season. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your year and are setting good goals if you set goals. for 2019, and that your 2019 is everything you want it to be, and that's a year of rest and restoration for all of us, and growth and not pain. Not that 2018 was painful, because it really wasn't for me, but it was a year to get through, and I want 2019 to be a year that we all enjoy. So thank you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye.